So I'm here with Sam Swancott. We're backstage in Cheltenham at the Frog and Fiddle music venue. Sam, thank you for sitting down with Darkest Magazine.
Thank you for having me.
Love's a game. Do you wanna play poker?
So Sam, introduce yourself. Could you tell me who you are, what kind of music you make, and your biggest kind of musical inspirations?
Okay, I'm Sam. I am 23 and I am a singer-songwriter and I'm currently living in Cheltenham.
Lovely place.
Say it's beautiful. I would say I'm falling into R&B and soul, maybe with some pop elements in there. My biggest inspirations change all the time. I have a couple of constants, like Amy Winehouse, constant for me. But then I also listen to like a lot of Laura Kana, Tom Misch. And then lately I'm in my soul era. So Aretha has been playing in my room quite a lot, or the Bonnets.
Nice. You're into kind of like old school,
yeah.
like female fronted soul musicians.
Yeah, because I feel like you can really feel like the sass and the empowerment from that, and I really enjoy that.
So tell me about your new track, Karma, kind of your inspiration and like where it came from.
So I wrote Karma about 2 years ago, but I kind of like stored it until I was ready to figure out how I wanted it to sound. And then in that 2 years, I listened to a lot of R&B, a lot of soul, and then I just kind of pulled bits from each person I really liked and kind of fused them all together.
When you were writing Karma, who was your kind of biggest inspiration that's out right now?
That's a good question. Oh, probably Ray, actually. Yeah, definitely Ray. Because her album must have come out like a couple months before we were recording it, and I think I listened to my 21st Century Blues on repeat every single day for months. But my producer was also very much in her Ray stage. So as soon as I was like, hey, I want to do something on this vibe, she was like, yes, absolutely, let's do it.
You and me actually worked together on the most recent kind of promotional material for your song Karma. Talk us through the kind of vibe we were going for and the kind of story that we were trying to tell with that promotional campaign.
So the song is about being cheated on, and instead of like slashing someone's tyres or, I don't know, getting really angry at them, you just kind of accept that karma will take its course. And so the lyrics in Karma, in the chorus, are love's the game, do you want to play? So I think we wanted to play with those lyrics and pull out some of that imagery. So we came here and we played some pool. We went bowling. What else did we do?
We went to the arcade.
We went to the arcade.
Played Pac-Man.
Yeah, we did lots of fun, like, almost like, we kind of went for like 90s theme by accident. It just kind of fit in that way. But yeah, that was really fun because I personally love coming up with a campaign and like having something to represent this era of a track. I'm a bit like Taylor Swift in that way.
Eras are in right now.
Yeah,
eras are in.
Exactly. So for me, it's like when you look at my Instagram, it's all very like cohesive to that's Karma, that's Indie Boy, blah blah blah. Like I kind of like that we did it with a theme, if that makes sense.
So you recently performed Karma for the first time here at Frog and Fiddle, which is where we are currently backstage. Talk me through kind of how you prepared for that gig and why it was kind of a standout gig for you.
So I hadn't done a gig in a year and a half. The last gig I did was terrible, and I kind of said to myself, I'm not going to do another gig until I feel ready. And I've got all my own songs and I've got a band. That was what I was going to do, which is what I did do. And then I got offered this gig, and originally it was supposed to just be me, and I knew I could do it by myself, but I thought this is the opportunity where I'm going to have a band. So I found each band member individually. So I have bass guitar, electric guitar and drums, and then we wanted to keep I wanted the songs to sound different but still recognisable, because I'm still up and coming. I don't want people to then go on Spotify and the songs sound completely different to what they've just heard.
Yeah.
So we had the tracks playing as well that had like my backing vocals and harmonies on it and extra like brass and stuff. So we rehearsed, I think we rehearsed for around 3-4 weeks, 3 hours a week. First rehearsal was like, everyone was like, I don't know what we're doing, I've never met anyone before. We were in a tiny room
It was
But
proper
then-
like grassroots, like
Yeah, like-
beginning. You all met that day.
Yes, and I was late to my own rehearsal because I got lost, which of course. But then by like the third rehearsal, it's like we've all become friends, and it was like, why don't we try this, or could we add this in? And you sound great, and it was just more friendships were developing, so it was much more of like an easier
Awesome. I was actually there that day when you were performing, and you kind of opened to the show. You were like early on in the
Yeah, I think we were second
in the lineup.
on the lineup.
And from what I could tell, you drew like a huge crowd, a big crowd.
There was a lot of people.
Mm.
I was like, oh, okay then. Like it was full to the back, and it was just lots of little smiling faces looking at us, and it was really encouraging.
Do you think the fact that you hadn't done a gig in about a year and a half had something to do with people wanting to hear more music from Sam Swancott?
Oh, I hope so. I was really excited about it, and I think people could feel that I was really excited about it, so therefore people came. So it was really nice to get back out there.
So this gig was at the very, very end of 2023. We're now in a brand new year. What would you say is the 2024 goals for you in terms of music?
So many goals. Well, more gigs, more regular gigs, bigger gigs, different cities.
Can I come to those ones as well?
Of course you can.
Okay, good.
Backstage pass, babe. I've got my eye on a few different gigs and things I want to do. I used to do a lot of festivals, which was really fun, because that's a lot more of a chilled vibe and atmosphere, and it's just like, let's all just get drunk and have a good time.
I feel like for up and coming artists as well, a festival
It's
is
great.
such a good way to get exposed
Definitely.
to so many more people.
Definitely. I found some of my favourite artists at like the BBC introducing tent at like Reading. So yeah, that would be great to do a couple of festivals. I would love Radio 1 play. We got very close with Indie Boy and Karma. And I would just love to keep working with really nice people and really enjoy the process of making songs.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit more about your relationship with BBC Introducing, because from the small amount of time that we've been working together, you've had a lot of success with like local BBC.
The BBC in general, I personally think are great at supporting up and coming artists, and it's one of them things that when you've been noticed by them once, they make a very good effort to continuously support you so you don't give up. So there was the Bristol presenter James has always been really good. He played my first ever song like 3 times in 1 week, which was like unheard of. And then Karma, I think it was played 2 or 3 times by him. But then since moving to Cheltenham from Bristol, like the Gloucestershire presenters have been so supportive as well. And they kind of come to you, like they'll play your track, but then they'll come to you and be like, do you want to do an interview? Do you want to speak about this? I just think it's a really good scheme for up and coming artists.
What is the biggest challenge that you feel you have to overcome thus far to get to this point in your journey as a musician?
Getting over what people think of you. That is really hard. But I do think that also comes with age.
Absolutely.
When I first put a song out, I was 19, and that song, I remember being like, I don't care what people think because I like this song. And then it did really well.
Yeah.
And so then it did so well that when I came to put the second song out, I was like, oh my god, what if no one likes it? And suddenly I was in this like, who am I making music for? Because I don't like this song that I've just put out, and no one else does. So what am I doing? And then I just was in the cycle of like constantly thinking, what are people thinking? Like, are people laughing at me right now? What are they thinking of my Instagram? Or she actually thinks she's going to be a singer. That was constantly in my head. And then the last year I've just had a mindset switch where I've just had to be like, you kind of have to fake it till you make it.
Absolutely.
You have to pretend you're a pop star. And it works.
Yeah.
You get more opportunities and people can like tell that you really believe in yourself. Nothing's going to happen for you if you don't believe in yourself, because no one else is going to believe in you. And that is a fact.
Preach it.
Preach it, sister.
Because I can imagine as well, at 19 years old, like you say, you put out your first song and you were at like scratch, like square one, nothing.
Yeah.
And now you're, 4 years down the line
Yeah.
of, obviously there was a pandemic in the middle of there, of, creating music, putting it out,
Yeah.
and now you've got relationships with gig venues, you've got
Yeah.
relationships with producers and, people on radio and photographers and videographers and graphic designers. all of that can be pulled together to, catapult you into be the artist that you are today and that you'll continue to be.
Yeah, I think that's the nice thing about growing as an artist, is that you're growing with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when I first started, I had 2 producers that were amazing, but we were like, what are we doing? Like, who knows what we're doing? None of us. I didn't even have the melody down by the time we were in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I'm just going to pay for this and see what happens.
Just wing it.
I was just winged it, and then we didn't even realise that Spotify takes 4 weeks to put a track out. So we told the entire world, this song is coming out on this day. And then we went to upload it and it was like, no, it's going to come out in February, sorry. And we were like, what? It did come out on the correct date, but I remember just being like, what are we doing? Does anyone know what we're doing?
It's all those little teething issues that you only learn by doing it.
By doing it and failing.
Yeah.
But now when I put out a song, I have a lot more structure and a lot more confidence in that I know what I'm doing. But like you said, I've got like almost a team of people, but they're all in different places that I know I can go to for help or content or advice, and it's much more of a team effort rather than me just winging it and hoping for the best.
Do you feel that now that you feel a little bit more comfortable in the process of making music and the team you've got around you, as you just said, that you're able to focus more on the creativity now?
Yeah. Yes, 100%. Like, I used to take it really seriously, but I think that also does depend on who you work with. So this year, Indie Boy Back and Karma were made by the same girl, Rhea, who is amazing. She makes music. Check her out. She's great. And when we first sat down, I think we'd given ourselves 2 days to do Indie Boy Back, and within 2 hours we'd done like the main composition. And she was like,
amazing.
Now what? Like, do you want to do another song? Do you want to go for a walk? What should we do?
Yeah.
And it was because we just bonded so much as like people, then it just made the process really easy.
What are you most looking forward to in your music making journey? Let's talk 5 years.
Okay, 5 years, gosh. I think I don't really have like 5-year goals. I have like almost like a visionary of like, I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, where do you see yourself?
Yeah, I just want to have complete creative control with who I work with, what the cover art looks like, what the music videos look like, what I'm writing about. That's pretty much it. Like, as long as I'm still singing, I don't care how far that's gone. I would love to be like, I just won a Grammy Award. Blah, 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 blah.
Dream big.
But,
you have to.
If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. As long as I, in 5 years' time, still have the love for it and still have the creative juices flowing, I'm cool.
Amazing. Well, Sam, thank you very much for sitting down with me today. And I look forward to seeing our spreads in the next issue of Darkest magazine.
We are going to be in Darkest magazine.
We've done a whole photo shoot, so be sure to check it out.
And check me out on Instagram.
Yes.
Sam
Where can people
Swancott.
find you?
My hub is Instagram, so
Okay.
it's under Sam Swancott, which is SWANCOTT. I'm looking there, not there. Dang it.
Sam Swancott.
SWANCOTT.
And that's the same for Spotify.
Everything.
Everything. Sam Swancott.
See you there.
Amazing. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Cheers, my dears.
We did it.
Cause come on.